since Saturday. Well, since Friday night. When I went to bed Friday night and I woke up Saturday, I never went back to sleep. Got to NY on Sunday. Had an early ass flight. Got to NY on Sunday. I took a nap, but then I was so excited about today, and then I also took a nap. I couldn't go to sleep. Then had to be, let me just tell y'all. I was in line. So when it comes to high profile cases, people will be in line standing in line for days, for hours at a time. And lucky enough for me, when I got there to the courthouse, I was number 6 in line. It was a struggle for me to get there, but I said, let me get my ass up. So I got there, honey. And I saw these people sitting in these little, they're not tents, but you can zip yourself up. And I said, what is this? And come to find out, child, there's a company that pays people there's a company that allows you to hire people to stand in line for you. And guess what I did? I booked them for tomorrow. Because I'm going to sleep till 6 o'clock in the morning. Sleep until 6 o'clock and first is sleep until 3. And it's raining too. Child, I ain't had no rest. It's been a long day. We did not get out of court until 5:30. Literally, from like 9 to 5:30. We were in court. We had an hour lunch break, but it was back to 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 back. So let me get started. It's your girl Liza Janae. Yes, the lies absolutely necessary, and you are tuned into Crazy Crimes Verdict Watch, the Diddy trial, presented by Exclusive Deets Media. Today I'm going to tell you everything that happened in the courtroom. It's so much that happened in the courtroom. I said, I gotta go live. It's too much. I'm just one person. It's too much to even type. Okay? So, let me get started by saying this. When you have cases, they are divided into jury selection, opening statements and testimony, closing, and deliberations. Well, deliberation. Right now, we are in phase 1 of jury selection. I believe this started last week, or the questionnaire was created over, they started to formalize the questionnaire, so on and so forth. Oh, people were sent questionnaires and they had to fill them out last week, XYZ. And so today what I want to discuss, I can't discuss every single thing, but I will say this. I'm trying to pull out the most pertinent information. There were, I don't know, were there like 30 or 50 people today? I can't even remember, but ultimately 19 jurors were kept. The other ones were struck. Let me tell you how crazy this shit is, right? Somebody please tell me how crazy this is. I don't know if y'all remember, but back in the 90s, Diddy had another trial about, he was a promoter at the time, and some people died because it was a stampede and they were trying to hold him liable for the situation. I vaguely remember it, and that's only because I read up on it a little while ago or whatever. Okay? Well, how about the man whose wife who facilitated the deposition, how about his ass was part of the potential jury pool? Okay? He was part of the Lord, I read your comment. I'm going to get to that. I'm about to say demographic, but he was a part of the jury pool. Can you imagine? This happened 30 years ago. The husband of an attorney who had to facilitate a deposition for Diddy on another trial was part of the jury pool today. He was scratched. This is just potential jurors. This is not, no juror has been selected. This is potential jurors. They have to call the jurors up and ask them questions. That's the only way they're going to find out if there is a conflict of interest. He was scratched. So, Britt wanted to know the makeup of the jurors. So the youngest is 30 years old. This is the potential jurors for today. I don't know what the people, I don't know what the people are going to look like tomorrow. But for today, the makeup of the potential jurors was 30 to 75 years old, that age range. Their professions varied from one doing contract work with TaskRabbit all the way up to a scientist. You had teachers, dietary aides, someone who worked at the Department of Corrections. As far as gender and race, it was pretty mixed. To me, it was very New York. You had black, white, Hispanic, other, I believe. I'm not 100% sure. They didn't look all the way white, but they didn't look Hispanic. I'm not sure. So the potential juror pool today did reflect New York, the community. One thing that I want to note is that when Diddy first walked in, I was like, damn, that's Diddy. You know what I'm saying? He had hair full of gray. He's a silver fox. Silver fox. All up here, all down here, completely gray. Okay? So then he was granted permission to wear, civilian clothes. So he had on a blue sweater, blue slacks, a white button-down shirt under his sweater. I couldn't even see the shoes or whatever. But yeah. And what else? When he came in, he was I noticed throughout the whole day he was smiling. Looks like he in good spirits, as well as can be anyway. Very friendly, giving people a hug. His god brother was in the gallery. Actually, when his god brother entered, his god brother had to turn his pullover inside out and take off his hat because he has a pullover that says "Free Diddy." No, my bad. Free Puff is black. Free Puff. He had to flip that over, and he has a hat that says Free Puff. He obviously couldn't wear that in the courtroom. You can't wear that to trial. You can't say free people. You can't wear paraphernalia that says free people at a trial, right? So Diddy did something. The best way I can describe what Diddy looks like, y'all remember Martin when he was on Life and they aged, they got older? To me, Diddy looks like he's playing a character and they put on all this stuff on him to make him look a little bit bigger because he's a little bigger, and make him look older. He's gray. And it's almost like he's playing a character, but except this is his real life. And this is what he looks like without the hair dye, without the money, without, XYZ. Today he had on glasses. Apparently, he's been wearing glasses. And he would put them on sometimes when he needed to see, from what I've been told. I didn't know the nigga wore glasses, but he wearing glasses now. What else? He looked like Martin in Life when Martin got older. Y'all remember towards the end of the movie, they were older. To me, that's who he favored a little bit. And it was just crazy just to see how much he has aged since this whole thing has started. Right? His mama wasn't there. His kids were not there. His god brother was there. That's it. And when he walked in the courtroom, like I said, he hugged, he smiled, he waved, he, kind of nodded his head and did like this. But what I thought was interesting is that, I watch a lot of cases. I watch a lot of cases. And, sometimes you see people talk to their lawyers here and there, so on and so forth. But Diddy was very, very engaged. Very engaged. When the jurors walked in, when the potential jurors walked in, he turned around. He made sure he looked at them. You can tell that he was studying every person that could possibly determine his fate. Like, no ifs, and buts about it. Diddy was there to handle his business. Three things that were interesting when it comes to the potential jurors, right? One woman, so Al B. Sure is releasing a book. And the publishing company, Simon and I cannot pronounce that last word. Um, well, I mean, people, they all have tactics, but I mean, he got gray hair. I don't think that's a tactic because he can't even dye his hair. So outside of that, I mean, the glasses to me didn't make him look any more or any less like Diddy. So I don't necessarily even think that's a tactic, to be honest. I mean, I could be wrong because people do that all the time, but he got a head full of gray. I know that one. I mean, I know that one on purpose. He can't die in jail. Um, but damn, I forgot what I was going to say. So three things happening. Well, a lot of things happen in court, but I want to talk about the jurors right now, the potential jurors. The Albie Shore is releasing a book, and the publishing company that he signed to. How about the chief marketing officer was a potential juror? How crazy is that? And in the book it talks about Kim Porter. This woman has to proofread press releases and everything. How crazy is that the one that this woman is on the juror pool? Number one, well, potential juror pool. Number one. Number two, a man's wife. I think I talked about that. The man's wife had to years ago. Y'all, it's New York. It's loud out here. But years ago, Diddy had another case. It was like a festival or something. People died. They tried to hold him liable, and the man's wife was responsible. Child, god damn, this loud ass city. All that damn noise. Child, this a mess. I can't even girl, what is happening? Anyway, let me find my notes. But so that's one thing. Then the man whose wife facilitated the deposition was also a part of the potential juror pool today. Hey Jasmine, he was asked, he got scratched, but the fact that he was even brought there was crazy to me. Obviously, you don't know until you ask him. And then, what's so funny is Warner Brothers has been subpoenaed to, they produced that documentary, The Fall of Diddy, through HBO. And they've been subpoenaed to submit, certain copies of that to the team, right? To the attorneys and whatnot for evidence. How about somebody who worked at HBO was also a part of the potential juror pool, but she did not get scratched? I thought that was a little odd because they just released The Fall of Diddy, if I'm not mistaken, and then guess what? I got to put this on my Instagram. Witnesses from The Fall of Diddy will be testifying against Diddy at his trial. We found that out today because when the trial comes, the only person that we know is Diddy. Usually they don't tell you who testifying and stuff like that, right? And if you find out who's testifying, it's always like the day before or 2 days before. And then more than likely, it's always a report. You know what I'm saying? But so now we know that the witnesses are coming, that some of the witnesses are coming from The Fall of Diddy, right? Now, how crazy is that? The husband of the woman, the chief marketing officer of the company, of the chief marketing officer of the company that is going to release Albie Shore's book that talks about Kim Porter. And she said the title is something like, don't quote me on this because she didn't really know the name of the title, but it was like, Do You Believe Me Now? Apparently this is already out. I hadn't even seen it. I don't know if I did see it. Maybe I forgot about it, but Do You Believe Me Now, right? Then the HBO situation. So the judge scratched the man and the woman, the chief marketing officer, but he kept the HBO woman. I thought that was so interesting. But he did ask her more questions to see how closely or what type of shows she works on. She works on international shows. So technically, she has nothing to do with a series about Diddy. I mean, where I work, They release stuff all the time, and I have no clue what they are working on. So it's very possible to work for, a platform that releases shows and you completely oblivious because that's not what you work on. That ain't even in your wheelhouse. Ain't nobody calling you to no meetings. So that was interesting, right? And then another thing that's interesting is, y'all remember the whole CNN video? And if you watch my YouTube video from Sunday, that was yesterday, I said that the attorney from CNN finally admitted to Diddy's team that their video was modified. So essentially what happened was they took a video, and more than like, this is what I'm thinking, this hasn't been confirmed, but it's the only thing that makes sense. They took a longer version of Diddy beating Cassie up, condensed it, and everything, and things are out of sequence. So while the video will be used, it will not be the CNN video. There are other copies or other versions of the video, and they're going to use the original version from what I was told today. Because the way we even found out this was happening, the attorneys were pleading their case about a certain juror, because one juror stated, first of all, let me say this, all the jurors have seen something about Diddy. It was not one person, again, potential jurors. All the potential jurors have seen something about Diddy in the news related to his sexual assault allegations related to this case. It was not, I don't recall one person that said they are completely clueless. Hold on, maybe about two, and they were older, but most people had at least heard of what's going on, right? Even if they didn't know all the details, they knew Diddy was locked up for, allegedly sex trafficking, so on and so forth. Okay? And I thought that was interesting because I'm like, damn, how can you find a jury, and they be so, and they don't be biased based on information that they've already heard? Because all you can do is ask people, and you expect people to be honest. So that was very telling. I mean, the youngest is 30 potential jurors from today. We have to go back tomorrow. It's going to be more potential jurors. But for today, the people were between 30 and 75 years old. That's a wide gap. They had different, varying occupations, different salary points. But everybody, damn near everybody, with maybe the exception of about two people, knew about Diddy. One of the jurors even brought up baby oil. Said that she saw a comedian on her timeline make a joke about baby oil. She thought it was funny. She liked it. She wasn't scratched though. So that is what happened today. That was interesting. Let me see what else. Oh, and let me tell you. So y'all know it's victim 1, victim 2, victim 3, victim 4, a male sex worker. I think that's it. I could be wrong. So victim 1 is believed to be Cassie. She's going to use her real name. Victim 3 said she wasn't going to use pseudonyms like victims 2 and 4. Well, how about today, child? They gonna tell us that they don't even know if victim 3 is even going to testify. Because now, apparently, victim 3's attorney is having some type of difficulties or whatever. I don't know what's going on. They didn't divulge in that, but they can't get in touch with the attorney. So in turn, they can't get in touch with the client, right? So Diddy's team posed a question: hey, we need to know if victim 3 is going to be testifying. And we need to know by a certain time. And the prosecutor was like, wait, I mean, there's no law that says we have to notify you of anybody testifying, blah, blah, blah. But the judge was like, if part of your opening statement is about Diddy committed crimes to this woman, they need to be able to cross-examine her. So we need to, I got the hiccups. So we need to know if she's going to be here. Because if she's not going to be here, that has everything to do with how they prepare to handle the trial. Right? And that sounds fair to me. So I thought that was interesting. And another thing that was interesting was the prosecutor. I don't know where I've been. Because I guess when I be reading these reports, I don't really be focusing on the name. I be focusing on the content of the report, like the dockets, basically. Y'all, Diddy has 8 lawyers. On the prosecutor side, there are 4 lawyers, and all of them white women. I'm talking about white. I'm talking about they really white. I know they ain't kanging, wanging, nothing. I ain't know for a fact they ain't doing no wobble. They white. They white. It's hell. So that's gonna be interesting. Diddy has white, black. Is it 2 women? 3 women. 3 women. No, 4 women. Because Westmoreland from YSL is joining the defense team. Today she wasn't sitting at the table, but she did walk in with Brian Steele, who is Young Thug's lawyer from the YSL trial. Let me tell you. So, and then the dynamics between Steele and Diddy's lawyer is pretty interesting because Diddy's lawyer consults with him a lot throughout the case and before he, goes up and talks to, the judge and stuff like that. So I thought that was interesting. And let me tell y'all something. Westmoreland is a bad girl because that one time that they did a break at the YSL trial and then all them boys came back with plea deals except 2 and then the other 2 end up getting off. Baby, let me tell you something. Westmoreland don't play. So I'm curious to see how the brilliance of how the brilliance of Steele and Westmoreland is going to amplify or assist this trial. You're welcome. Thank you for watching. What else happened? Y'all, let me tell you, it was such a long day. I got so many notes and I can't, and everything, I'm trying to, I told y'all Diddy had on glasses. I told y'all he looked like Martin to me from Life when he got older. Oh. So y'all know when Diddy mentioned, let me be clear, an insanity plea has not been entered or anything like that. Okay, because I know something came out about his mental health, so on and so forth. What's happened is the judge ruled. Diddy saw a couple of wins today. The judge ruled that the doctor, what is it? His name started with, I got to get better with these foreign names. Lord help me, Lord help me, Lord help me, Lord help me, Lord. Anyway, the doctor who reviewed his medical records, not interviewed Diddy or nothing, but just looked at his medical records and said he's going to be able to testify and say, based on what I saw, I believe Diddy was taking XYZ, and this is how it could have impacted his judgment. The judge ruled that the doctor can testify. The judge ruled also that an analyst will come in and discuss the video and whatnot. I guess like its authenticity and so on and so forth. So that was good. That was 2 things that happened today. There were a couple of jurors who, like, one had insurance fraud. A few of them had been sexually assaulted, or they had relatives that had been sexually assaulted, because that's what the questionnaire asked them. What else? Oh my goodness, what else? What else? What else? I think like that's about it for the sake of this video. That's pretty much what happened. I'm trying to see. Oh, so there's this thing called people and places list. So the potential jurors were asked, do they know these people? And I thought this list was interesting. These are some of the people that were. These are some of the people who were on the list. Kid Cudi, you know, allegedly when Cassie left Diddy and tried to be with Kid Cudi, he blew up Kid Cudi's car. I thought that was interesting. Aubrey O'Day, y'all already know from Making the Band, she been having claims about Diddy forever. Paul Pierce, Don Richard, Cassie, Kanye West, Michelle Williams, Michael B. Jordan. I thought that was interesting. And one of the men worked at the Essex, am I saying that right, hotel? If I'm not mistaken, that was the hotel. Who? I don't know who the hell that is. Anyway, let me see something. One of the men worked at this hotel, and I don't like to report my own news. Let me just double check. Okay, so the video in 2016 that shows Diddy beating Cassie took place at let me see. Oh, baby. Yeah, I got to go eat some. That's why I'm doing this right now, because I'm so exhausted. Anyway, I'll come back and talk about that tomorrow. I don't have time to look it up. I don't want to give y'all wrong information. So I got to the courthouse at 4:45. We had an hour lunch break. I got back at we got done at 5:30. However many hours that is, that damn near 12 hours. So I was at 11 something, 11 and a half, 11, I guess about 11 and a half hours. Let me see. But yeah, so that's what we working with. Diddy got eight lawyers. I told y'all that. So again, this is just a jury selection. Yeah, so and again, the potential jurors were given a people and places list, and they were, inquired about, if they knew these people or if they recognized them. A lot of them didn't know, and some of them did. I think the biggest takeaway is the majority of the people today had seen the video. That's the first thing they talked about: the video of Diddy, or a still image. Diddy also said that he was a bit nervous today. He was a bit nervous today because his defense attorneys were asking for another bathroom break, and the judge was like, "Can y'all wait till we get through, with a few more people?" And because the judge was like, "Listen, I kind of get the moving. I'm a machine. Like I like to, he was basically saying I like to get it done." And Diddy held up his hand and was like, "Sorry, Your Honor, I'm a little nervous today." And I was surprised he actually, said something. So yeah, right now I think that is it. This is fresh off the dome. I got over 20 pages of notes. Over 20 pages. 20 pages of notes. And I ain't talking about no front and back. Just 20 pages. Well, actually, more than 20 pages. More than 20 pages. So, yeah. That's about it. Y'all got any questions? I guess y'all can catch the playback and leave me a comment. Thank y'all so much for watching. This is my first time being on the ground covering a trial. And I don't know why I'm looking down at my screen. This is so terrible. Somebody who records, I know to look right at the camera. This is my first time covering a trial in person. And it's so many moving pieces. I've covered several events. Hell, I covered the Essence Fest event by myself, and people thought it was more than one person. But the I guess the rub in this situation is you can't have your phone. Like I did not have my phone after like 8:45 or 9 o'clock today. I didn't have my phone, and then when I try to use my phone, I thought maybe I could use my phone in the cafeteria. You can't, and it's raining, and it's kind of like you don't want to lose your spot, so you really can't go too far. So, it's just been one hell of a learning experience. But I'm glad that I'm able to come in and give fresh details, not anything anybody got to give me. Not know according to reports, bitch, it's my report. It's mine. It's my report. So I'm just excited about that. But I really do appreciate anybody who's watching, commenting, sharing. Even if you just press play and watch a little bit of the video. Thank y'all so much, and I will be back tomorrow. Jury selection is continuing throughout the week. I will not be here the whole week. But I will be here for the next few days. And so yeah, y'all know I'm gonna come to you how I can, when I can, and give y'all the details. And yeah, hold on. Wait a minute. Yeah, okay, I did talk about the CNN video. Okay. Oh, thank you so much. Sometimes when I be on live, I be like, am I making sense? Because I know sometimes I can go in a little zigzag. Yeah, clock, what they say, clock that T. That's what the people be saying. That's so funny. But thank you so much. I appreciate it. And I will see y'all later. Y'all have a good night. Bye. Now, how the hell I hang up, child? Y'all, I don't even use Facebook like that. Oh, here go in the live video. This is a damn shame. Bye, y'all. Thank you, Joy. I appreciate it. Okay, hang up now.